Chad Townsend, thank you so much for your time. Very different to see you in the red, white and blue. So how's life as a Rooster?
Yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it. We're really excited about the opportunity back home in Sydney, back around my family and friends. It was a big decision for us to come home, but it was the right one, and I've been really enjoying my time so far.
The Roosters, they've got the tag as the glamour club. What's your first impression?
Yeah, I don't know, that word doesn't really, I guess, sit right. You know, I think it's just a club with high expectations, high standards and high intensity. The training's been, very, very tough over the course of pre-season, and the boys, the group, are very tight, and yeah, I think it's just a club that holds themselves to high regards, and I'm really enjoying being a part of it.
And leading that kind of charge of high expectations is, of course, Trent Robinson. You would have dealt with him during your negotiation process. Like, what's your kind of early impressions of him as a coach?
Yeah, of course, very detailed. One thing I've known about Robbo since I first kind of met him, our conversations were he's very specific about my role and also now the expectations of the team and people in certain positions, but also what we kind of look at in our meetings is very detailed as well. We've had meetings about things that I haven't had meetings before over the last 15 years of my career, which is great. It definitely teaches you, every aspect of the game from a holistic approach, and that's something I'm really enjoying.
So you're in your 30s, you've played for so long and you're still learning.
For sure, yeah, and that was one of the things that, when Robbo and I first spoke about, am I still open to being coached? And I was like, definitely, 100% I am. I don't feel like I know everything. I have been around the game for a while. This is my 15th season, but I don't walk around acting like I know everything. And I made that clear to Robbo that, I still want to improve and want to learn from him and be around him and listen to him. And obviously he's very successful, and a lot of the guys in our team are very successful in their own right. So just soaking it all up, enjoying my time at the moment and taking each day as it comes. My family and I, we've been up in Townsville for the past 3 seasons, and we had a great time in Townsville, and the decision was based around my family. I've got 4 young children, and what was best for them. And my wife, who's also followed me to New Zealand, and she's followed me to North Queensland, and I thought it was best for me to make a decision for them. And then when we had interest from the Roosters, the decision was pretty easy to sort of make it happen. So since we made that decision, everything's been awesome.
The Roosters, they always nail their recruitment. They always chase like really high quality players. Is it also flattering as well that Trent Robinson wanted you? Yeah,
for sure. I think it's really cool, to be honest. that first initial phone call from my agent when he said, Trent Robinson wants to have a chat with you, I was like, yeah, wow, that's pretty cool. And just to be involved in the club, I truly am grateful for the opportunity that I've got, and just looking to turn up each day and do my job and just enjoy myself, and Robbo's given me a chance to do that.
And what were your conversations in that process about like what your role would be coming to the club?
Yeah, for me it was more just be there and do anything I can to help the team win. And I've maintained that line, across my decision to join the Roosters. And obviously, we have some young halves who are excellent players and have the world at their feet and bright futures. But for me, there was a gap there where they needed someone like myself to come in, and I made it clear to Robbo from our first initial discussion that if this comes to fruition, I'm prepared to do whatever the team needs. And like I said, people ask me what position I'll play, people ask me anything, and I'll do anything to help the team win. That's where I'm at.
So he can play you at prop? That's okay with you?
Maybe not prop. Anywhere else in the field I'll play, I'd say. I can't say I've ever played prop in my life, but we'll leave that one to the big boys.
It sounds like you're at this stage in your career where you're not precious, you're just, well, not that you ever were actually, but like you're just happy to, if it means playing in New South Wales Cup, if it means playing off the bench in NRL, like you're genuinely just here to soak it all up.
Yeah, for sure. I think, I turned 34 in January, so, this is my 15th year playing, and I do pinch myself at some of the experiences I've had over the course of my career. I've played a lot of football, I've learned a lot of things, I've been through a lot, and I'm still here, and I've still got a smile on my face. Had some downs, had some ups, learned a lot, showed some resilience, and I think that's important to make a career out of. So, like I said, I'm here, I'm trying to enjoy the now, because I don't know when it's going to end. You know, I'm closer to the end than the start. As you get older, you do try and, you know, take it day by day and really just enjoy it, because I've loved football since I was very young and it's given me a lot. So yeah, I guess your ego kind of goes out the window a little bit, but also you still want to just, you know, improve and work hard and show people that, hey, you know, I'm still here and I can still play and I've still got it. So that's where my focus is at.
Now with Sam, obviously, ACL is going to miss the first half of the season. I know you came to the club thinking you might be mentoring, fluid role, but there's every chance you're probably going to be wearing that number 7 in round 1. Is that where you've essentially been training in pre-season?
Yeah, for sure. I've trained a lot in the halfback position over the course of pre-season, done a lot of the first team reps, building on combinations with Teddy and Sandon and, you know, Connor Watson and Victor, and, you know, obviously the injury to Sam, you know, someone has to fulfill that pretty big responsibility, and at the moment I'm just trying to put my hand up and do what I can to sort of help the team. You know, like I said, I'm here to help the team and whatever that means, and, you know, Sam can, you know, do his thing in rehab, and then when he's back, you know, he'll be back for our team. It will be a massive lift. So, you know, I'm just trying to focus on the things that I can control, and at the moment that's just doing my training and prepare as best I can to play games when I'm required. You know, just trying to pass on my experience or my knowledge or what I think, or questions that I would look for, or cues or whatever. That's, you know, I really enjoy doing that, and, you know, hopefully, you know, they enjoy listening too.
Sure they do. Robbo often talks about the Roosters way of playing footy. What have you learned about the Roosters way now that you're in that system? Yeah,
I think, you know, from looking from afar, I always had a sort of certain thoughts about how the Roosters play. They're very, very physical, very tough, come at you through the middle, take you on through the front door. So that's been evident since I've started playing. Our forwards are very physical. They play a physical brand of football. They challenge people to tackle them. They break tackles. Line speed is very, very important. The contact is very important, and that's how we train. And that's why pre-season's been so intense. Been very intense, very enjoyable. But I'd say that's how I would describe the Rooster style of play.
It's crazy how Tedesco's kind of been able to stay at the top for so long, and we know he's so competitive, but I imagine his his preparation and his application at training is probably what keeps him there.
Definitely, without a doubt. Yeah, I think longevity in the game nowadays is, you know, you have to be doing things away from football, and, you know, Teddy's someone that I've seen put a lot of time into, you know, his body, his longevity, his recovery, his diet, and that's what you need to do to have a career in the game. You know, 10 plus years is, you don't get there without, you know, putting the work in and putting the time in, and he's definitely someone who's done that.
So many big name departures for the club, and injuries as well, and there will be some people that'll put a line through you guys before a ball's even kicked. What do you say to them?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it doesn't worry me, to be honest. It's not the first time I've played in the team and been tipped to come last, or tipped to not make the 8, or yeah, whatever. It's a funny time of year at the start of the season. Obviously, a lot of people have their thoughts, and I guess that's why we love the game. You know, everyone's got their own opinions on who they think's going to go well and who's not going to go well, and then it's up to us to go out there and do our job. And yeah, so what would I say to them? Yeah, I'd say I love it. Bring it on. I don't have a timeline on my career. I'm not thinking to myself, this is definitely my last year of playing. I don't want to treat it like that. Like I said before, I am taking it day by day and just trying to enjoy the moment for what it is, because, you know, the reality of my situation is that it could be. But physically and mentally, like, I feel great. I've looked after myself over the course of my career, and do I think I could play next year physically? 100%. But I know that, you know, there will come a time where I won't be able to play anymore, and I'll have those thoughts and decisions, I guess, at the back end of the season. But yeah, really just trying to take it day by day at the moment.
Have you ever put any thought into what life beyond NRL, beyond footy would look like? Is there anything that you want to dabble in or do?
Every day.
Yeah?
Every day I think about it. I think it's hard because, like, I've played football since I was 5 years old, and at some stage it's like, you know, you can't play footy anymore. So yeah, I think it's going to be a big change in my life. I love the media, I love TV, I love radio, I love YouTube. So I've done a little bit of that over the course of my career, and I'm going to try and do a little bit this year now that I'm back in Sydney, and build some relationships hopefully. And yeah, hopefully someone employs me at some stage.
We'll put a good word in for
Whenever you can
Fox.
put a good word, that'd be great. But
Come join
yeah,
us.
I will need a job at some stage. I'm not sure when, but yeah, it's pretty clear to me what my path is in terms of trying to join the media. And I just love the game. I love the game of rugby league, and the highs and lows and the exciting news, and winning, losing, teams making signings, everything. It's a game that just keeps on giving. It's a roller coaster, and I've loved it my whole life.
Have you ever thought about coaching?
I have, yeah. I've thought a lot, to be honest. I think the more specialising part-time coach for me is more appealing. Being a head coach is a lot of commitment, and I don't think at this stage head coach is something that I'm interested in.
Yeah,
having been involved in the game as a player for the last 15 years, I just think at some stage I think being at arm's length would be a bit of a better role. But yeah, I love coaching and talking to younger guys and helping them and being that personal link and communicating. I think that's really awesome.